of immigration. Um, I firmly believe if you don't know your past, you don't know your future. Bob Marley. Um, Even during the 1800s, a significant number of Asian immigrants settled in the United States during the gold rush. Irish came here as well, and many were faced with discrimination and a feeling of being unwanted. As you can see, the pictures illustrated. Lots of times, people didn't want Irish nor Chinese or anyone coming over. As a matter of fact, during the 1800s, a significant number of Asian immigrants settled in the United States for the gold rush. By the early 1850s, 25,000 had migrated here. This influx of newcomers resulted in anti-immigrant sentiment among certain factions of America, native born. Predominantly Anglo-Saxons did not want them here. Um, they were seen as unwanted competition for jobs, while the Irish, many of them Catholic at that period, were discriminated against because of their religious beliefs. We kind of see that same notion going on now in today's immigration, albeit immigration has a much more legal process, and I will go into more of this in detail in the upcoming slides. Uh, Whether you're a proponent of legal immigration or having illegal immigrants into the United States, there's a couple reasons why, or a few reasons why people on both sides would like to immigrants feel strongly about this. That's why this is called the America the boiling pot. Some who want open borders and believe the legalization should happen, they look at legalizing 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States would boost the nation's economy. Um, on the other hand, $17 billion a year is spent for education for American born children of illegal immigrants. Um, a path to citizenship, some say, would actually help the economy. Um, Immigrants reform, it would help families access better health care. Uh, there's high crime, like in Trump. He says that we're not sending, as you can see my picture there. It says they're not sending the best and the brightest here. 30% of all federal prison inmates are illegal aliens. So no matter which side you are, obviously we have a problem here that needs to be addressed. Our current reform in our current immigration system is just not working. And that's what I'm going to cover on the next slide, how it's affecting us and making it a pathway that we need in order to integrate, but at the same time be able to vet those coming in so that we can have better control of immigration and also over our economy. Thank you. Please see the next slide. So on this slide here, we ask, what can we learn from our neighbors, foreign neighbors, as far as immigration? We see that Canada and Australia uh, now have smart immigration policies in which talented foreigners who have skills that the country needs actually helps their economy. I think this is something that the U.S. can definitely take note of and learn from. Our previous immigration reform has left us really dry and has not had any substantial effect on our economy, nor has it had any means of slowing down the illegal immigration that's taking place. As a matter of fact, Canada has foreign-born population of 20%, as whereas the U.S. has 13%. So Actually, Canada has much more foreigners in their country than we do here, yet they have lower crime rates, they have better healthcare impacts and cost as well. So I think this is something that we can definitely take and learn from. Please see the next slide for more information regarding our future and the plans that I think that could affect immigration. Okay, so the future of growth and where we're headed. It's predicted by 2023 we'll have a 14.8%, 14.8% foreign-born immigration in the United States. That would be the highest ever. Um, how does that affect us? Well, comparatively with the chart below, as you see, our job growth is pretty much leveled the same. It hasn't really improved. So the continuation of influx of immigration or illegal immigrants is going to have a detriment effect to job growth and job availability. As you can see, unskilled jobs or low skilled jobs such as mining and labor jobs, um, those jobs are suffering right now with all-time lows of unemployment, partly because we're moving more companies in out of the country and outsourcing, and we're just not having the skilled workers. That could be a downside as far as growth. Now, on the upswing of that, what I'm going to go over in the next slide is a proposal that um, would be similar to Canada in the previous slide, that we start having an immigration reform for immigrating skilled labor, um, people coming with skilled labor that has labor skills that can help our economy. Um, Also, there's got to be a pathway. Um, so that'll be in the next slide. Welcome to the last of my, in the conclusion of my presentation. We started off looking at the history of immigration, the problems that we see, covering healthcare issues, uh, exploring other countries to see what they're doing effectively um, in order to revamp our whole immigration reform policy. I've included information that's how we've attempted to do it in the past and it just hasn't worked. Um, I think one thing that all Americans need to do is embrace change. We're in a changing world, not just in our country, but all over. With that change, there's good and there's bad change, unfortunately. And we must be definitely responsible. I don't think we can just open up the borders and let everyone in because not everyone coming over is good. Not everyone coming over is bad either. So we need to have a system in place that's going to vet these individuals coming over. Um, People say, well, you weren't born here. Well, at the same time, none of us were born here. I mean, if we look at the immigration, there's people seeking amnesty. I mean, we can't turn our back on individuals seeking asylum and seeking refuge from countries that, such as where they don't have the rights that we have. I mean, women are being killed, women are being used as sex slaves, and there's inhumane treatment out there. And that's why I put those photos in the second one. I mean, I'm all about protecting our country, but at the same time, I'm not all about protecting people and humans. Um, I think we can do this. I mean, there's a lot of good people out there that we have to know that's out there that can assist our country and be better. Um, but with that amnesty and with that comes social assistance. We can't say that, hey, we're going to accept them in our country and not provide an opportunity for them to succeed or secede. certain things like healthcare reform. This Obamacare and healthcare reform, I mean, it's not good right now. It's not taken care of. I mean, it's helped some, but there's overwhelming people that are not on this system that can be a benefit, but it's very costly. Um, Education. I mean, I've read throughout the semester of articles where people want to come here, or people who are here illegally, they're scared to seek health care. They're scared to have education. Well, what leads next is going to be violence, trying to make ends meet. So we have to realistically look at this and understand that change has to come and we have to do it responsibly. That's why I'm a big supporter, and I put the picture of Trump. I mean, he's going to create jobs and whatnot. And even though it's been construed that he's all about racism and all that, I don't see that. That's why I put the sign there, and I feel strongly about that. I support immigrants who wanted to come here legally and came the right way. I oppose the ones coming illegally. Um, but the ones that are already here, um, we have to kind of take care of. I mean, we have to make a viable way for them to succeed. I mean, as I showed in the other sides, that they can generate revenue, pay taxes, and everything else. Um, Pathway to citizenship has to change. It's too long and lengthy, and it's continuation. Sorry. Um, Fighting bigotry. I mean, as I showed, as you can see in this last row of slides, I included slides such as, this is America, get off my property. Well, it's not your property. That's just plain out ignorance and hate. All of us have come here or had generations who came to America. So even though we were born here, doesn't mean it's just our country, and we can't let other people come in. That's just ignorant. Um, but I do again say we need to be responsible of how we let them in, the way we let them, the time frame, the available opportunities for them. I mean, this is not anything new, as I included also as for the very beginning of immigrants, people were discriminated against just because of the competition for jobs and everything else, and it's just fear. You can see the sign that's saying "Help Wanted" and "No Irish Supply," and even the one with the African American with the separate drinking fountains. I mean, we've come a long ways, and it seems like again history repeats itself. Now we have more influx of immigrants and people coming from other countries, and there's that fear. We need to dispel the fear, work together as a country, as a world, and take care of each other and stop the hate. Thank you very much.